Welcome to Stock Talk. Hope you had a good week of trading. We've had a pretty good week thus far. It's been all about NVAX this week, though. We've done a lot of trading with NVAX. We'll talk about that once we jump into the portfolio here, but it's been a good week. We're up for the week. Down day in the market today, but yeah, we still managed to pull off a pretty good day trade. So we're going to talk about that as well. Don't normally do day trades, but sometimes they work out. So when the market's kind of flat or whatever, nothing's really happening, I like to try to do something. And today we did something pretty good with NVAX. So we'll talk about that, and we'll just jump into that right now and take a look at our portfolio. So let's go ahead and go over to there. So as you can see here, our portfolio, we've got a down day. Pretty flat though, nothing major going on, red across the board, but nothing major. The Dow was down 300 and something points and did manage to pull back up and actually got a green for a little while, but then it did end up closing in the red. So our portfolio was pretty red. We did have our steel up a little bit and our oil up just a tad, so that was good. You can see that's our two green ones here, XOM, ExxonMobil, and US Steel. So those held up pretty good today. We were glad to see that. The rest of them were red. NVAX was red, but I wanted to share with you the trade that we made today. I'm going to pull this chart up and show you. You can see here, this is the daily chart, and it kind of shot up a little bit when it opened a little bit, and then it pulled back down. As it pulled down there, I think it's right in here. I bought it 108.37, so I bought in here somewhere. As you can see, even though I bought there, it did go down to as low. I think it was 106 something today, when the low was 106.61. So almost $2 lower than where I bought. So that kind of gets you a little worried when you made a day trade. But as you can see, it had a great pullback, pulled back up, and it went all the way up. And I was able actually to sell this at 112. So that was a 3.35% gain in one day. And we had a pretty good bit of shares of it. So it was a nice day, a really nice day. So we'll take that. But that's not the only thing that's been going on with NVAX this week. Let me pull up a 5-day chart here. You'll see Tuesday, we had a big pull up on NVAX here. There was an article out there about the NVAX nano-flu as well as the coronavirus vaccine. They were doing something with that. Let's see if I can see that article for you. Yeah, here it is. NVAX sets up a team to explore a combination COVID-19 flu vaccine post-pandemic. So they're setting up a team to do a single vaccine, I guess, that would do both the flu and the COVID. So that's a team that they've got looking into that. So that was the news that made it do this on Tuesday. So when it did that, we did sell. We sold half of our shares. On a jump like that, you got to take advantage of that. So we sold half of our shares at 120. That sell of 120, we sold that. That was about a 12% gain in 3 weeks. So that's always a good thing. You can get 12% in 3 weeks, you better take it. So we did. Come to find out, it was a good move. If you go on to the next day, you'll see there where it did drop back down. And let me go back over to there, but let's pull that back up. See, it did go back down the next day to, we got in there at 114 the next day. And so as it fell more today, I decided to do that day trade, and it worked out well. But so we sold out at 120. We bought the other half back, number of shares. We bought it right back the next day at 114. So that's a $6 difference there than what we had before. And then today we did a day trade from 108 all the way up to 112. So been a good week with NVAX. That's those kind of trades will help you have a really good week, and that's what we've had so far. So got got a good bit of cash. We're still at about 35% cash on the sideline, and so that's all good. Anytime we got that much cash on the sideline, we feel good about things. And of course, the election's right around the corner, so wouldn't be a bad idea to have a little cash on the sideline and be ready for any kind of major dip if there is one. I don't know what the market's thinking. I can't figure out whether it's thinking Trump's going to win or Biden's going to win, because it's kind of doing pretty good. I guess it's getting in a little trading range there, but nothing crazy going on right now in the markets as close as we are to this election, which tells me that things are pretty good. So let's take a look at their portfolio and jump back into there. Take a look a little bit closer at what we've done with these other ones. So let me get back to that. But again, good week so far on NVAX. But here's our other ones today. XSPA was down about 4%, 4.5%. That one, we need some good news to make that one pop. That's kind of what we're playing for there. Again, XSPA is it's related to the coronavirus. It's testing in these airports. That's a good one if you are just now getting in. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I did see that it had dropped after they did an offering. And what happens a lot of times when people, when they hear about these offerings, they'll sell out on the shares, and of course it makes it go way down when they do that. And they do dilute it. I mean, when they make an offering, they're offering more shares or something like that, which dilutes your shares. So this thing was, as you can see here, it was up to $8 at one time this year. So when it was dropped down to $2 and something the other day, I got in on it and did really well with the first lot that I bought. So I started adding to it, and then of course it's continued to drop a little bit, but hey, we're going to hang on to that one. I think we'll get a good pop once this thing starts turning up, and they're testing a lot in the airports, and some reports come out on that. I expect that one to get a little pop, and when it does, I'll be ready to sell. Got a good little stake going in it now, and I'm not going to add any more to it. NKLA, that's the electric car company, the truck company, that had a lot of issues with their CEO. Did get clobbered a little bit there. Now we bought and traded that one real good once before, so we're doing okay on that one this year, but we are down on what we're holding. But that's a long-term. This is a long-term buy. We've got a pretty good stake in it. This is electric trucks, and I think they're going to have a nice part of the market eventually on that. Now, of course, there's a lot of news going on. There's a lot of lawsuits, so it's just who you believe. And I believe they made a deal with GM, so I think GM has probably done their due diligence, and I'm not too worried about it. The guy running it now is the GM person, or was a GM person at one time. HTBX, another coronavirus vaccine type stock. HTBX, if I recall, that's the one that has the tablet form vaccine. So that's a little bit different than some of these other ones, which is a big deal when you think about it, because these other vaccines, a lot of these vaccines, you have to store at a really, really cold temperature. Novavax's vaccine is not that way. So that's a plus. That's the closer to a normal temperature that you can store that stuff, the easier it is to distribute and produce and that kind of thing. So to get it out there, you'd have to have all these refrigerators and freezers and things like that if it has to be a certain temperature. Well, HTBX, if it's a tablet form, they won't have that to deal with. And any kind of tablet's a whole lot easier to distribute than a shot. NVAX, that's the one we've been trading all week. So XOM, ExxonMobil was up today. X was up today. So that was good to see. And you can see here they did fight their way up. So today everything was down red, and those two did fight their way. And this one here, ACB, it's a cannabis stock, and it's beaten down pretty good. This is probably a better place to be in it than where we got in it, and that's okay. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I'm not giving up on it, but we don't have a lot of that. so I'm not too concerned about it. All right, so that's kind of where we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the market tonight. All right, so the futures, of course, it's kind of early. Let me go ahead and refresh this and see if anything's changed. Yeah, it's pretty flat. It's pretty early, so futures flat right now. Looks like Mnuchin says he will give ground in stimulus talks, while Trump says he would raise his offer. So they're still trying to get the stimulus done. I'm not holding my breath on that. I don't think Nancy Pelosi's going to do anything there. So let's take a look at Asia. Not open yet. Didn't think so. Oil, let's see here. Oil slips as lockdown measures threaten demand. That was for today. So, but anyway, it's pretty flat right now. So let's talk about tomorrow and what we're going to do tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we're still going to keep our eyes open for any kind of bargains. We've got that cash on the sideline. May try to do a little day trade tomorrow. I don't know about that. Tomorrow's Friday. Things, seem to go down. They seem to stay down on Friday. So going to be real careful there. Probably going to just be happy with the week if we can hold a good green week, which we've got a good green one going right now. So if we can close out tomorrow flat for the day, that'd be a good thing. That means we got us another good week under our belt. So, but keep your eyes on some of those other stocks that we've traded. Like the airlines, LUV, DAL. Some of these ETFs like SPY, QQQ, all those. If there's any kind of big pullback, those are usually pretty good ones to get into. Also, EXAS, that's one we've been trading. It was doing pretty well. So I like to get in that one about 88, but it's been up over 100 here lately. So we'll wait till it gets back down around 88, 85. GBTC, it's gotten a little bit out of my range. I like that one around $9, $10 at the most, and I think it's 11 or 12. So we'll keep an eye on that one, but not really worried about getting in too many other ones right now. Just kind of staying focused for the rest of the year, having a really good year, and we want to keep it that way. I'd rather have the cash than have my money spread out too far. So, especially with election. So, all right. So have a good day tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow, last day of the week. And I'll try to jump on here Sunday night, and we'll talk about what happened tomorrow and get our game plan ready to go for next week. All right. Thanks. And hey, if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to do that. Click this button right here and subscribe. If you haven't done that, we've got about 87 subscribers. We need 13 more to get up to 100 so we can get an actual link to our videos. So if you can do that, if you haven't done it, please do that for me. And click the like button, notification button as well. And that way you'll get notified if there's any new videos that come out. All right, well, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next week.